Hello dear students, welcome back. So in today's session we are going to talk about the second part of two stories about flying, and that is the Black Aeroplane. This chapter is written by Frederick Forsyth, and I'm sure like first chapter you will enjoy this part as well. So before we proceed, let's talk about the writer. Frederick Forsyth was born on 25th August 1938 in Ashford, Kent, England. He was educated at Tonbridge School and later joined the University of Granada in Spain. He joined the RAF and became a jet fighter pilot. He became a journalist and joined the BBC in the year 1965, where he served as an assistant diplomatic correspondent. Now let's move ahead and talk about the theme of the chapter, the Black Aeroplane. In the story, the narrator was flying to England to enjoy his holiday. He wanted to reach England in time so that he could enjoy a good English breakfast with his family. Frederick Forsyth describes quite a unique but mysterious experience during his flight from Paris to London. During the flight, he was lost amid mountains of dark clouds. He could not believe his eyes. The compass was dead. It would not work. He received no answer from Paris control either. He could see another aeroplane flying next to him through the storm. He followed the strange aeroplane till he could see the runway and was safe. When asked from the control center, he was told that no plane except his own was flying in the storm. Where did he disappear after leaving come from? Who was the man who asked him to follow him? Where did he disappear after leaving him in safety? These are the questions which are still surrounded in mystery. Here is the short summary of the chapter, The Black Aeroplane, the trip to England. The narrator was flying his aeroplane at night over France to England. He was eager to meet his family. He was dreaming of his holiday. The stars were shining in the clear sky. Even the city Paris could be seen down below. He called Paris control to get instructed about the way. He was instructed to turn 12 degrees west. Everything was going well before he saw the storm clouds, and Paris was about 150 kilometers behind him. It was natural for the narrator to panic. In such situations, this happens, and it's quite obvious. He knew that it was not possible to fly up and over those storm clouds. He was confused for a moment. Suddenly, the narrator saw another black aeroplane in the storm by his side without lights on its wings. It seemed strange to him, but he was glad to see another person in the storm because he was in a tight spot that time. He was in a difficult situation and was looking for some help. The pilot of another plane waved at him and signaled to follow, so he did that because he did not have any other option except it. The narrator flew for half an hour, which was quite strange to him, as he had fuel only for 5 or 10 minutes. He felt fearful, but suddenly he saw two bright lines in front of him. It was a runway. He was able to land safely, which gave him a sigh of relief. And undoubtedly, it was just like a miracle for him. Because finally, he could come out of that situation he was in. The narrator came out from his plane to thank the pilot of the Black Aeroplane, but he was shocked to see no one there. He went to control tower and asked the women about the place and the Black Aeroplane. Hearing his words, the women laughed and said that there was no other aeroplane except his. She could only see his aeroplane on the radar. It was a big surprise to the narrator. He was dumbfounded, not able to utter even a single word as he had no explanation for the miracle. Who helped the narrator to arrive there safely without any more fuel in his tank? It remained an unsolved mystery. So let's have a look at the character sketch of the narrator. The narrator was a professional pilot. He was flying his old Dakota aeroplane over France back to England. He was happy. He was quite a family man and was dreaming of his holidays. He seemed to lack his professional ethics and responsibilities. He was about 150 kilometers away from Paris when the storm clouds appeared in the sky. He didn't have enough fuel to fly around to the north or south of them. Actually, he ignored his professional wisdom. He ought to have gone back to Paris. He was a grateful human being. He was grateful to the pilot of the Black Aeroplane for saving his life. He went to the control tower to ask who was the other pilot who saved his life. The unknown pilot was a helpful man. He was flying a Black Aeroplane. He helped the narrator to find his way in the storm. He was a quite satisfied man who wanted nothing in return. When the narrator landed down safely at the Paris airport, he made inquiry about the pilot, but he got no trace of him. The pilot did his work and disappeared in the sky. Let's have a look at some of the important questions of this chapter. Do you agree that the story, The Black Aeroplane, is a mystery? Justify. How did the narrator get out of the storm in the night to land safely? The narrator had two options of avoiding the terrible storm clouds. Why didn't he use them? Was his decision of flying straight into storm clouds a sound decision? Give a reasoned answer. Let's have a look at short answer type questions. What is the message that Frederick wants to give to the readers through the lesson The Black Aeroplane? Why was the narrator happy and what was he dreaming of? What did he do when he was inside the clouds? Who rescued the narrator when he was hopelessly lost in the storm clouds? How and when did the narrator feel that he was safe now? What risk did the narrator take while flying? Why? Describe his feelings. So that was all about the chapter The Black Aeroplane. I hope you all understood it well. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.